The market right now is not that fun, and being in crypto is a mental test. If you would have sold a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago, life would have been great. Timing the market is basically impossible because you never know what happens next. You can make some educated guesses, but you never know. You never know. That's why my main principle for crypto is buy something that does well long term, do nothing in the meantime, and be happy. 3 steps. So if you buy Bitcoin at any point in the past ever, you're happy. If you bought it about 1 month ago, you're not that happy because you're down 20%, but at any time in the past like 13 years, you'll be happy about the current price. The issue is, we don't think in decades. We don't think in years, we think about the next week, maybe the next month. And if we see things like ETH being down 12% in the past month, ooh, we bought it here, now it's down, crypto sucks, let's get out of that. If we zoom out, things are fine. If we zoom in, kinda sucks. And it's weird to train your brain to ignore all the indicators that you feel. It's almost like your gut feeling has to be inverted. Because if you would have been out there in crypto in 2015 to buy ETH at the ICO, I think it was like $2 or like 80 cents at the very beginning, and somebody would have told you, well, this is probably gonna go up to $10 and then down. If you would have simply said, well, let me hold that and ignore that for a decade, pretty good. You would have been happy. And I noticed that as well when it comes to different altcoins. For example, I held Altura for the longest time. And my time frame of investing is always buy it, see how it performs in the next couple months, and hopefully it goes up so I can sell it. If it 2x's, I sell half, I'm pretty happy. Now last year in December, I thought, well, let's buy it here. I think I bought it at 2 cents. It went up to 14, so you get like a 7x. Obviously you don't sell because it's going to continue forever. And then it goes down. When it was down here at less than half a cent, I think I sold everything because I thought the project is dead, so what's the point in even holding it? And then I think like 3 weeks later, it redeemed itself back to 5 cents. So I sold for a loss of 80%, I think. And if I would have done nothing at all and simply waited until it goes back to where I bought it and above, I would have at least gotten a 2x. So I have some fundamentals and rules that I will follow for the foreseeable future. Once we get to this stage again, like last year, where altcoins do like a 3, 4, 5x on when you bought them, I will sell 55% once anything that I bought does a 2x, because then you can't lose. It's so easy to get emotionally attached to your coins because you think everything is going to go up. If we bought things like Uniswap last week, that would have been great, right? Over the past week alone, we're up 75%. In the past 24 hours, we're up 33%. That's pretty good. I would sell half. You can say, well, Altseason is going to start now, so what's the point in selling half? The issue is you never know. So for me, once the coins that I bought, including, which is also a DEX, Aerodrome, that I've been holding for far too long, once this one goes back to when I bought it and to like a 2x, I will sell half. Even though there is a big upside, it's not fun when you see that you actually made money and then that you lost 75% of the money that you made. And then you go back to where you were when you bought it. If you believe that Bitcoin goes to 1 million anyways, eventually, just buy one and wait. Something else, and that is pudgy penguins. I think that is like the only thing that has an exception for me. If this one doubles again, so it goes back to like 3, 4, 5 cents, I will not sell half. My personal price target for this one is a market cap of like 25 to 30 billion, so like a 30x from here. But that's like the only thing that I actually believe in. Based on marketing, the team behind it, what they're doing, the card game that they have behind it called Vibes, I think. All of that combined makes me believe this one is better than the average altcoin. But if we look at the market in general, most things are kinda meh. I will get rid of most of that once in the future we're going to go back up. You can only lose 100% of your money, but if you get like a 20x, then you get 2000% on your money. So if you invest like $500 into gaming coins and it goes to like 10k, that's great once you lock in the profit. I don't worry too much about the market, especially that last month things went down by like 80% out of nowhere. I think long term, if we simply zoom out and have like a 1 to 5 year time frame, maybe even until next bull run, as long as you don't over leverage yourself and you simply buy and hold, you should be fine. He says 2026 is going to be the biggest bull run in crypto history. To be fair, you can say anything. I can say 2028 will be the year that changes your life. Like, who would know? However, considering that everything that happened so far, the current 4-year cycle might be more like a 5 or 6 year cycle, so it's a bit extended. And everything in here will not just go up by like 10 or 20%, but probably by like 500 to 1,000% once all the money goes back into Bitcoin and then trickles down to other coins. So you want to position yourself in a way where you can take those risks and you can take those bets, where even if Bitcoin goes to like 80k and just stays there for a year, you're fine. Obviously, you should only use money in crypto that you're willing to lose, considering that this one is pure gambling. But if it pays out and then you invest your money wisely, then you're doing pretty well. So for me personally, when it comes to like a portfolio split, about like 75 to 80% is on Bitcoin right now, just to hold it. Because if this goes to like 150k and you get 50% gains on the majority of what you have invested, that's pretty good. If you have altcoins and they do like a 10x and you have like 5% invested in there, that's also 50%. So the risk is not that high for altcoins, even if you were to lose the money. But the upside is big. I think long term, this is just going to be another dip, like everything in here, right? Dips a little, goes up, dips, goes up, dips, goes up. On a long enough time frame, it goes up anyways, so put in some and forget about that. Which is by far the hardest thing we can do as humans. Because our mind tells us we have to make decisions, we have to act on things. And being passive feels like we're not doing anything. Just like when you work out and you're getting into the gym and it's part of your routine to live healthy. If you don't work out for like 2 days, you feel like you're falling behind. Because you have strength again, you are recovered. You could do some more work in order to grow. But in order to grow the most, recovery is important. And the periods in crypto when nothing happens and you simply bought and you see your portfolio going down by like 20% in a week, that feels like you're not doing anything you should have sold. In a long enough time frame, it's simply your recover period before it goes back up. Any additional money that goes into the market will simply be DCA'd into Bitcoin and I hold stables, and maybe like 10%, maybe 15% goes into altcoins that I believe in. The issue is, most of them, there's nothing really to believe in. It's great that Uniswap is up by a lot, and it's a DEX that people use, and once Altseason starts, people are going to use the DEX, so you can believe in the functionality of that. But most coins out there, there's an idea of what they do, but nobody actually uses them. So it's hard to justify $1 billion market cap on, let's say, Story. To be fair, right now, I don't know what they do. I haven't really heard about them, but they're worth $1 billion. Do they do something that people use a lot? Maybe. But it's mostly marketing, hype, and ideas. For the coins that you believe in based on all of that, put like 2-3% in. Maximum. Maybe you have like 20% of your entire portfolio in altcoins. Put it in things that you believe in long term. And once they hit like a 2 or 3x, please sell half and just put it into Bitcoin or stables. Because there are always going to be more opportunities. If in the past 5 years, the only thing you would have ever done is gotten into Solana at like $10 when you heard about that first, sold it at 200, not even the peak, just like 200, 150. You had a 15x on your money. And then you waited 2 years, bought it again at $10, buy it again at the same price. And then you wait 2 years, and then you sell it at 250. So you had a 15x and then a 25x. You had a 375x. 2 decisions when to buy and 2 decisions when to sell. And you would have outperformed any amount of trading you would have ever done. Isn't it insane? Because let's say you bought for 5,000 times 15 or times 20 would be 100k. Then you bought for 100k, wait, and you have 2.5 mil. That's all you ever had to do. So I try to think now in that term, which is all the money that is made this cycle just goes into Bitcoin and stables, few percent into alts just to grow more on the side. Take the money out. Once Bitcoin peaks at like 140, 150, whatever, I will sell like 90% of all the altcoins, because what's the point, right? The only reason we have them is to make money. Sell that, keep it in stables, or like in something that farms you 5 to 10% a year. Wait like a year or two until an opportunity like this comes around again. Hope to have the mental capacity to actually make, be aware of that and make use of that, and then say, Solana is still good. It's down to, let's say, $20 again in the future, or 25. It's probably going to recover. And then put a large amount in there. Because then you don't have to do anything, you never have to check the price, you just have to wait. And once you're fine with your mind, and you remove any extra expenses in your life so you can actually afford to wait, you win. In hindsight, I wish I would have done that, but we're here to learn. When it comes to specific coins, I would even say anything in the top 100, pick any of that. If the market goes up, it goes up. Is only Celestia up this week? No. FET is up. This thing is up. Starknet is up. Everything is up. Soon is up. Why is Soon up? Probably for some good reasons. Is it the same reason why Kaya is up 12%? I don't know. You know this bell curve thing? Where there's like an idiot here and a genius here, and they make the same decision? That's crypto and investing. Make the same decision as an idiot, but be smart about that. So if he simply says, buy Bitcoin and hold, the really smart person probably also says, buy Bitcoin and hold. And the guy in the middle says, well, let's buy meme coins because they're funny and you can gamble. But on a short time frame, I think it was 98% of all traders within the first year lose money. And on a 10-year time frame, basically 100% of people lose money if you actively trade multiple things. So let's not be the person that loses money in the long term. Don't mind if this thing goes up by 1 or 2% every single day. Buy it, wait, and you would have bought here and be there. And then the question is still what you do with the money. Well, probably buy more, invest more, and then eventually you own everything. And until that happens, I'll make more videos on things you can do in crypto. Because I started this channel when it comes to play to earn games years ago. And I think now that 4 years passed, there should be some more games that we can play, more things we can do, more projects that are around that are actually useful. And if I find them, I'll share them. Until then, have a good rest of your day and take care.